time to share the extra fat that I have been accumulating. Last year's cut went amazing, but I needed to bulk, which is what I did. And I sort of maintained that new 72 kg weight over the summer. I couldn't be bothered to track. And I moved out to Jersey, so definitely could not be bothered to track. And I really don't regret it. I got to try so many waffles on this island and eat cinnamon rolls almost as big as my head. But I know that right now I need to lock in and get into my own winter arc. Over the next 6 to 8 weeks, I will be entering my own cutting phase to lose the extra fat and actually rebuild the muscles that I've spent last year building. I'm kind of excited, kind of dreading it, we'll see. Now, I'm not doing this out of hate. I genuinely love my body. I really like what I look like. But here is the thing. Look at how fucking ridiculous that is. Now I know I could buy more clothes because the clothes are supposed to fit you, not the other way around. But it is the case for every single one of my pants. So it's going to be way easier for me to change my body than spending so much money on new clothes that I really don't need. So cut it is. My goal would be ideally to get to 68 kgs before Christmas, but it might not be as realistic as I want it to be. We might have to target about 69, 70 kg. Because I did the math and it would be around 1% of my body weight to get down for the next 8 weeks to 68 something. Now, I know that would be the upper range of the usual 0.5 to 1% recommendation of body weight loss per week, but I want to challenge myself. So I am very aware that this would be kind of a slightly aggressive cut, but it's just 8 weeks, I'll survive it. I really want to enter 2025 as a better version of me. So I'm going to be walking you through the entire plan, including my workout plan, how much I'm going to eat, the supplement. I'm also going to be mentioning how I deal with the upcoming challenges, basically everything I'm doing to shred as much fat as possible before the end of the year. So I'll be counting calories. It's going to be a moderate to challenging deficit. I'm going to be planning my meals around food that I love and are going to be keeping me full because I'm in a deficit, so I can't deal with hunger. Not that much, at least. No, you don't need to track calories to see results, but I want to stay in that calorie deficit sweet spot when I'm not eating too much nor too little, which could be a threat, so I'm not doing that. I'm definitely sticking to calories. And this is also going to ensure that I actually hit my protein goals because I don't want to lose my muscles. So the first step is calculating your maintenance, which is really easy to do. Any calorie calculator will do. You just enter your height, weight, age, level of activity, gender, and that's going to give you a rough number, basically your maintenance. Now, it's not a perfect number. Your maintenance may be a bit higher, might be a bit lower, so you might have to adjust your calories within the next few weeks, but that's really not a big deal. What I like to do when I calculate my maintenance is actually do the average from moderately active to very active. So 2,262 plus 2,670 divided by 2 is 2,466. My Apple Watch tends to tell me that I'm about 2,500, so that seems like a good bet. Now that we have my maintenance, I have to decide something, which is how much weight I want to lose, how fast I want to lose it. As I said, would love to get to 68 kg before Christmas, which is going to be challenging, not gonna lie, but I really want to try. That means that I should be aiming at losing 750 grams per week, which is roughly 1% of my body weight. I know it's really important not to rush the process, and it's just because I'm actually challenging myself. I'm really happy with my body, but I want to see if I can stick to that. I'm not risking my muscles, so if I see that this is making me miserable, I'll increase my intake and just decide that I will be okay not reaching the 68 kg. It's fine, but I definitely think it's gonna be okay, because I know that usually I would say 10 to 15% deficit and it would be so comfortable to be at 2,040 calories per day, but I have a weight goal in mind, I have a time frame, I have a challenge, so I'm gonna do the calculations a little bit differently. Hold on tight, we're doing math. So my weekly calorie allowance to maintain this body is 2,400 times 7, right? So that's 16,800. Now, since 1 kg of fat is about 7,700 calories, and I want to lose about 750 grams per week of fat, that means that ideally I would need to eat 5,775 calories less per week. 16,800 minus 5,775 is 11,025 calories. Now you divide that by 7 to average it for a week, and it's 15 1575, which is a bit low, not gonna lie. I'm doing the math as I go, so yeah, no, that sucks. It's going to be really challenging, I'm aware of that, but I'm not doing that. Hold on, let's change the plan. I know that when I was at around 65 kg, I used to eat comfortably 1750 calories per day, and that was a deficit to go a bit lower. So I think what I'm going to do is try to eat 1800 calories per day, but burn an additional 175, 200 calories every day. And let's see how much cardio that would be. Right, ChatGPT says it would be about 35 minutes brisk walk or a 20-minute jogging or 20-minute cardio session. I can definitely do that because that basically creates the same deficit. You know, it's either eat a little bit less or move a bit more. So I'm just doing a little bit of both. Either on my rest days, I can go for an extra 35-minute brisk walk. I walk fast anyways, or I can finish my gym workouts with 20 minutes of cardio. That's completely doable as well. So we're going to do 1750 calories in my fitness pal. I've done that before when my weight was lower. I can do it again. Now let's talk about the macros. We are only going to talk about protein because that's the only one that really matters. I don't really care about carbs and fat. I'm still going to eat them. Don't take my carbs away. But I definitely know that this is not as important in terms of the fat loss phase, right? You know, the calorie deficit ensures weight loss, and then the protein intake ensures muscle maintenance and ideally fat loss. Now, I don't know because I haven't tracked for the past few months how much protein I'm eating every day, but I'm gonna say I'm probably around 80, 90, maybe 100. So my initial goal is probably going to be to hit 100 grams of protein per day, and I'm gonna build that up to 140 grams, which is almost 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. Although I assume that when I will get there, I'll probably be at 70 kg. Just to ensure that I maintain my lean body mass, because again, I'm not risking my muscles. That means that I will share high protein, low calorie recipes on Instagram because I'm definitely gonna need that. I really suggest you follow me on there if you've been struggling with knowing what to eat on your calorie deficit. Now let's talk about supplements. I'm gonna stick to the regular things, which is creatine for muscle mass maintenance and to help with recovery, caffeine and yerba mate for energy and also to help with fat loss. And I'm gonna take protein powder because it's really convenient and that's definitely going to help me hit my protein intake goal. I'm also taking collagen and vitamin C, but that's for a whole other reason, mainly skin, hair and nails health. But the point is, none of these supplements will actually help you lose the weight if you don't do the work of working out and being in a deficit in the first place. There is no magic pill. I'm not for those skinny tea de-bloat drink type of bullshit. So now that we have the nutrition part done, let's talk about training. I'm not going to be changing much of my training besides adding the cardio I'm supposed to add now to create a wanted deficit. So I'm going to be doing the same split, which is 2 upper body, 1 being back and biceps, the other one being shoulders, triceps and chest day. And I'm going to do 2 lower body, 1 focusing on the glutes and the other one focusing on the quads. I usually do 5 to 6 exercises, 10 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, and I rest for 90 seconds in between. I will maintain the progressive overload as much as I can, knowing full well that when you are in a deficit, your energy and performance levels actually tends to go down as well. I'll try to lift heavier as much as I can, but not beat myself up when in the future I know I will not be able to do it. Maybe when I hit a month in or 5-6 weeks in, I won't be able to keep on pushing more. And that is fine. I want to pre-answer a question I know I will get. No, you can't have specific exercises to reduce the fat there. There is no spot reduction fat exercises. If someone tells you, oh, you should do this exercise to lose fat around your belly or your thighs, no, that's not how it works. Calorie deficit will help lose fat, but it will basically be genetic where you lose fat first. Some lose fat first around the stomach, other people it's their legs, arms, you just don't get to decide. Now, certain exercises can grow muscles in specific areas, but it's not going to make you lose fat there. So I really want to be clear on that. Let's talk cardio. The problem is I really wanted to train for that specific half marathon happening the 4th of January 2025, but I don't think it's a good idea to try to train for a half marathon when being on a deficit. So I'm going to wait and pick another half marathon for like March, April. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep on doing my 2 weekly runs. One being a long-ish run. It's 5 to 10K. Usually it's like 7, 8, but that's the range. And 1 sprint session because I generally love that. If you're one of my clients, you know. And yeah, I'll do the half marathon later. More on that in a few months. There's really no point in overcomplicating your workout plans. That's all I'm gonna do. And I'm very aware that I usually say you have to take 2 rest days, and I'm definitely going to be doing that. I'm planning on doing the sprint session after one of the upper body, and that will work out perfectly. Pun intended. And on my rest days, I'll be doing that 35-minute brisk walk that ChatGPT told me to do. I'm not into yoga. I can barely get myself to do the stretches I have to do before my workout. I do it because otherwise I'm just gonna regret it, but I don't like doing it. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna do, just walks. And that's it for the training plan. Now let's talk about the challenges, because I can already anticipate a few. First one, I think you can relate, is even though I have moved out, so I'm cooking a lot more food and not just having to guess what my mom's making, I have been going out with my housemates and most often the guy I'm dating. Obviously we eat out, and that means that it's not as easy to track accurately my intake. Oh, I'm absolutely not going into hermit mode to lose weight. That's not happening. So we're gonna do some more math. I know that the set deficit is 1,750, so times 7, it's 12,250. That is basically the amount of food I should eat every week, right? Here is where it gets nice. I know that I can comfortably-ish eat 1650 calories per day, which means that I would have a little bit more room for the day that I do go out. So 5 times per week, I'll eat 1650 calories. It would allow for 2 days at about 2000 calories. I'm still gonna make smart choices when I do go out, but it's just to give me a bit more leeway in terms of, you know, the food I'm eating, the quantities, and having that glass of wine and so on. I'm still French. So yes, you could go out and still hit your goals. The second really big challenge is I don't like tracking calories that much. It's just a hurdle, you know, like it takes more time, more energy. You have to think about it, you have to anticipate and so on. It's an extra task, right, to do throughout the day. So the first thing I did is on my fitness pal, I pre-entered and saved the meals that I eat on repeat, most specifically the high protein cookie dough one, for example, which I learned was like 43 grams of protein, which is really nice, and only 400 something calories. So it's definitely going to be helpful to copy and paste. I mean, I'm a creature of habit. I know that I can eat the same food over and over without getting bored. That's going to be the first thing. At least 2 of my meals are just going to be repeat stuff that I eat every single day. So that will help. The second thing I did is, I've already mentioned it, I subscribed to a food delivery service when they send you food and you cook it yourself. It has been really good to eat more veggies. I'm definitely enjoying it, and they give you the macros and the calories, so I'm just gonna have to copy and paste that instead of having to figure it out myself when I try a new recipe. Again, I think it's gonna save time. I think it's gonna really help me. It's 6 meals per week sorted as well. The third challenge is, I know at some point I'm gonna lose motivation. I know that at some point my brain is going to try to convince me,
oh, you don't really need to be in a deficit. Come on, you look nice. It's winter, you should eat a bit more. You've worked out. Why should you be in a deficit today? Why would you make your life more difficult, more complicated? You fit into most of your clothes. What are you trying to do? Oh, you've already reached like this. Wait, why are you trying to go lower? All of that, right?
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna work with 2 reward systems, because I love buying myself stuff, so I feel like I could pretty much bribe myself into being in a deficit. So the first reward is, for every kg I lose, I will just buy myself something. So for example, when I reach 73 kg, I'm going to buy myself a specific foundation that I want. Then 72, I might finally buy again my eyebrow pencil, and so on. You get the gesture. But the second one I want to make is, for every day that I feel like quitting, I will put £3 into a virtual, aka my notes app box, that will accumulate money to buy something for myself. It might be, I know there is a few books that I really like, or I might get my hair done. The more money I accumulate, and it's basically going to be a budget for buying myself stuff out of the days when I don't feel like working towards my goals. I think that's definitely going to help me not quit, because I'll have that motivation of, oh, but I really want to buy that for myself. It really works for me. Might not be working for everyone, but buying myself stuff really, really works for me. Now, obviously you can adapt it to your needs, but also the amount of money you can spend. I'm very lucky to be able to spend that much on myself to, you know, support myself to get to those goals. It can be taking a bath, or going for a walk somewhere you don't usually go to but you like, or painting your nails. It really is about finding what will work for you. I'm sure you get the gesture here. Now, at the end of my cut, I will make a complete video on the transformation, and I will film the process throughout the next 8 weeks, so you'll have a lot of that as well. I highly suggest you actually subscribe to the channel, because it's going to come out at the beginning of January, basically when you're gonna get started with your New Year's resolution. So I really suggest you subscribe and activate the bell to be able to watch this one. I'm gonna do at the end of my cut, it's not that I say don't do it, it's like this is not the process I usually go for, which is usually I would go for the reverse dieting phase, but we've got Christmas Eve, Christmas, my grandma's birthday, my birthday, New Year's Eve, the 1st of January. A lot of food is going to be involved, so I'm probably just gonna not track throughout that week, and I will be doing the reverse dieting phase from the 1st of January on, and that will be pretty much it. We'll probably share daily stuff on Instagram, you know, recipes, what I eat in a day, and my weight, because I know that weight fluctuations is something you guys need to see, so I'll be sharing my weight on my stories. Highly suggest you go and follow me on there. And if you also want to join me on this fat loss journey, you can apply for one-on-one coaching down below, and I'll be happy to welcome you into my program. Lots of women are doing it, seeing incredible results, so why not you? But yeah, that was pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. A little bit of a different setting because why not? And yeah, you know, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.